We all get sick of these election-denying Republican MAGA candidates, and it's just as sickening to see current representatives and senators hide under their desk and whisper behind their mouths off record to reporters how much they don't like Donald Trump, but will just keep that yellow streak bright and shiny up their back otherwise. And shoot, you can hardly blame them when your medical coverage and your pension and all of your identity and all the currying and lick spittling that comes your way comes as a result of being a senator or representative. All that currying and parties and food and neat stuff is very difficult to put at risk by saying what you actually believe about Donald Trump. And therefore, one way to look at this response might be, and it's such a slender spider web of a positive outlook, that these leaders, these Republican politicians, have no choice. And there's a sense in which they don't. They must curry to Donald Trump because every single one of them, sooner or later, are coming up for re-election. And to be re-elected, you must win the primary. And Donald Trump has a very, very, very good chance through his MAGA base of destroying anybody in the primaries. Because remember, only the most committed Republicans, the MAGA Republicans by and large, vote in primaries. And if you don't have the MAGA vote in the primaries in order to be your party's candidate for the general election, none of the rest matters. It doesn't matter how good your ideas are. It doesn't matter what a wonderful plan you have. None of it matters if you don't win through the primaries. And even if you were somehow to win in the primaries, Donald Trump could support some wacko candidate like Herschel Walker. We live in the greatest country in the United States. And if that person splits the party vote or makes so many Republicans go, I can't vote for Herschel Walker, and just stay home, then you've lost your seat again. Therefore, all people who want to become winners in the Republican Party and who want to retain their position, their elected position in the Republican Party, I don't see that they have any choice but to pander and lick spittle to Donald Trump. Now, somebody's sure to say, what about Mitt Romney? He has character. He stands up to Donald Trump. Mitt Romney, it doesn't matter what he says or does. And, everything I can say, I wrote him a postcard once telling him how much I appreciated him. And I do for the things he said that are true, that the Republicans need to get back to the character of John McCain. But you can, but you'll lose the election. That's not the case with Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney's Mormon base, and he's a Mormon as well, he is not going to lose. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump says or does. There is no candidate that Donald Trump can bring onto the scene that will give any nervousness to Mitt Romney. And that is why he can stand up to what Donald Trump says. Even then, he does it seldom enough, but he has no fear. Whereas every other politician in general, it really doesn't matter If Donald Trump says nay to that man in the Republican Party, he's going to lose his primary and he will be out of office. A general truth. That's generally true. So that at least provides some cover for these Republican politicians. And it's, how much would I do to keep my job? I don't know. What would I say? It's easy enough for us for me to sit in a chair and say, oh, people should stand up and do the right thing. And yeah, well, I'm not the one losing everything by doing the right thing. And these Republican politicians would be. But that's the cost of doing the right thing when you surround yourself with people who are working primarily for power and money instead of fulfilling their oath to work for the public good. It is tremendously expensive if you are surrounded by compromised men to stand up on principle. Tremendously, tremendously expensive, and you pay for it with the currency of your position.